Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're doing okay. I'm on to do more of my salvos tickets. You might remember last time I covered them in book page and then decorated them a little and made some dangles and tags out of them. Well, this time I want to try something else that I've been wanting to do for ages, which is to paint them with gesso. So I'll probably do both sides and then decorate after I've done that. So I've got out my Montmartre gesso here. It took me ages to finally give in and get gesso, but I'm really glad I did. I kept looking at the price and that would put me off, but it goes such a long way. I've been using it heaps and I've still got a pile left, so it's worth it for the price. So I've just got a little paintbrush here. I think that will do. I'm thinking I'll need 2 coats on this too, just to cover the bold colours. So I'm going to start with a lightish coat. Might even need 3 coats, I don't know. I said I haven't tried this before, so I'm just going to give it a light coat for starters, because that coat will help the next coat stick. And I'm just going to do the one side, and then when that's dry, I'll flip them over and do the other side. So I hope everyone's okay, and I hope here in Australia that no one in Western Australia is being affected by the big bushfires over there at the moment. Shocking. Having a bit of a bad run in Australia with the fires this year and last year. So I will finish painting this side and then I'll be flipping them over and doing the other side. I'll let them dry, which won't take long. By the time I've finished painting this side on all of them, they'll be dry, and I'll flip them over, paint the other side, and yeah, keep going until I've got both sides painted the once, and then I'll do the next coat and we'll see what that looks like. So that's the first coat done on the back and front. So now I'm going to try another coat and see what it's like. It's covering a bit better. Maybe 3 coats would be the best. I mean, I could try putting it on thicker, but I'm trying to get it semi-even. So that's not too bad. So I reckon 3 coats and then I can get decorating them. You might still be able to see the Salvo's name through, but that doesn't matter too much. We can cover it up. So I will keep doing this, let it dry, and then I'll do one more coat and then I'll be back to start sticking some stuff on them. So I finished painting my tags and I let them dry. Now, I did 3 coats on the back and I'm quite happy with that. You can still see the writing come through a bit, but the back I would leave blank and it can be written on, or I'd just leave it like that anyway. And I don't mind people saying that it is a repurposed or recycled piece, so that doesn't bother me. The front, however, I did 4 coats. Now, I could keep going and do some more because you can still see the word and everything through. I think it might be better in some ways to do 1 coat of gesso and then acrylic paint over the top or something, which I'll probably do something like that in the future as well to see what I like. But I'm going to persevere with these and see what I can do. Now, it's funny because a few of them had some writing with pencil or pen. And when I painted them, it covered it up really nicely, but as it dries, you can see more of what's underneath, and it almost comes to the top. So those ones I will paint over or stick something over that bit at least. So those ones I will put to the side for now. So I'm going to grab a couple of these and do what I was initially thinking. Now, the reason why I wanted to do just gesso was because I wanted to play around with my inks on them. So I'm going to do that and just see how they turn out anyway. So I'll do about 4 with that. It's all a bit of experimenting for me, really. Okay, so firstly, I might try some Victorian Velvet Distress ink. And I do have a stencil here. So I'll just place that on top of our little tag. You have to be careful with this stencil because it bends. All the little bits on it bend. So I'm just going to dab it. And we'll see how it turns out. Oops, already bending it back more. All right, we'll see how that turns out. See, that's lovely, actually. You don't notice that the salvos words and that stand out as much now, so that's, I can deal with that. That looks nice. So then we decide what we want to do. It's already got the hole up there, so we'll most likely just make it into a tag and put another little hole in it. So I shall grab my hole punch and just do a little hole. I won't bother putting any eyelets in it because I don't have any that are the right colour or anything that I think will go nice with this. And then for the bottom, I do have like just scalloped scissors. So I'm thinking of just scalloping the bottom a bit. I could even take off where it's a bit darker. Right, we'll do it there, I think. Just try and get it somewhat even. And that just creates a nicer edge there. And then we'll just ink around the edges. Now it's rough up the top because of the perforations. That could be cut off, but or I could even just corner around those top edges to make them a bit neater. So I might just chop the perforations off. Find my corner rounder. See how this one goes. I'll do the 4mm. Yeah, that's nice. That just neatens it up a bit. I like that just as it is. So then I'll just go around the edges. Then we can just find a ribbon or something afterwards, which I'll do them to get all together with the ribbons. I do have a couple of other colours, so I might swap this out. And thinking of projects I've got coming up and what colours I might like. I've got a shaded lilac here, and that looks like a really nice colour to do this sort of thing. Okay, we'll use this one for our lilac. Now, so they're beautiful. I like those. Nice little recycled tags, really simple, but I might leave them like that. You could add bling or lace or whatever, but Might slip these ones into pockets with a bit of ribbon on the top. So now I want to do a greenish one. I don't have the green, I think, that I want, but I'm going to try evergreen bow and see how it comes up. Oh, I really like them. They look nice together. Nice pastels, although this one does need an ink around, doesn't it? And then the last colour I might do is, I've got a seedless preserve. That's probably going to be quite dark. So I've got a pad, yes. Beautiful. So now for these four, I better put a hole in this one. There's too many steps. I'm confusing myself. Can't even make something simple. So now we just need toppers for those. Let me grab my ribbons. So I've just realised, which you would have probably been yelling at me, that I haven't inked around this one. So I better do that. And then, oh, that was hard work. Went looking for the ribbons to put through the tops. And I knew I had some of your clothes ribbons around here somewhere, but I couldn't remember where I put them, so I had to do a big search everywhere, but I finally found them. So I've got all of these. Most of these other ribbons that come off of your shirts for hanging and stuff, my work colleague keeps them for me, and I think some of them also came from a ribbon embroidery packet that I found. So I think there might be some of the colours that I'd like to go with this. Which I can see the sort of teal one in here that I might use for that greener toned one, which will be perfect. Yeah, that's brilliant. Thought that would probably be the hardest colour to match. I can see one in here that will go with that one, and we've got either a sort of grey, or I think the blue's going to be pretty but a bit dark, so I might use that greyish one. And then I have that, or oh, that's a hard decision. Kind of like the softness of this one for that one. Yay, so that's one thing I've achieved. So the other thing is I do have buttons. I was debating whether to hang a button on the top. These ones are a little bit, it's really hard to find the right colours. They're a bit dark, but they might be all right for this one. I have a lot of buttons that I have sorted into colours painstakingly one day. That one's beautiful. Don't you love it when you find just the right one? Now, how to put it on is the next thing. So I don't know how I'll go threading the ribbon through a button, but I will try. If I have to, I can always taper the end with my scissors. Pokey something tool might help. That's not the right one. I'd be more organised if I knew what I was doing, guys. try and push it through. What I might do is taper the edge so it's in a nice point. Oh, I can see it. This is where you need more hands than what we are born with. Yes. Now this is always the dilemma for me, how to tie things off. So I could just do a knot. I want the button, the hole that we've got the ribbon through to sit up the top. Now, do I do a bow? No, I think one of the first videos I ever did, I tried to do a bow on camera. Oh my goodness, I think the 5th time or something I got it, and I'm really bad at tying bows. It's like one of my pet hates. I need to do a bow tying course. Sort of worked. Don't know if I like it. I have to make it smaller, I think. Hang on. I don't really like it. I'm just thinking if I do a double knot, because that I can achieve. I don't even mind if they sort of hang down. We'll cut it a bit shorter anyway, for starters. I don't mind that. Might even cut them short afterwards. That is cute, isn't it? They might look better a bit shorter. Let's do that. Although then I do it and I think, oh no, that's too short. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I like that. All right, so now we've got to find buttons for these other ones. This one will be tricky. This is what I have to choose from. They're almost the right colour, but they're huge. So let's do the big tip and see what we can find. If all else fails, I do have clear ones, or your pearlised ones if I can't find one in here. That one's not too bad. It's a bit greener, because they're just really big, those ones are. Got another jar of buttons that I must sit down and sort out one day. There's so many uses for them though, isn't there, with crafting. Got a brighter one. No. So I think our options are those ones, or a clear one, which I'll grab in a minute just to see. That one's quite nice too. So I know, like most people, have buttons and that in beautiful jars, but I'm so clumsy that I don't like using glass in my craft room. So That's so I bought these from some cheap store for, I think they were $3 or $4 each, to store my buttons in. Now we don't need blue, we need a lavenderish colour after. So, what do you think, guys? I'm almost leaning towards these paler ones, especially because I do have a project that I think they will suit. So I might use that one. Get some of this. We certainly don't need that much. It looks darker in some areas. Must have been a bit sun-kissed, I think. So what I'll do is just chop out the light a bit. And again, we'll make a nice point. Stick up though, I hate it when they do that, although someone did suggest that you wet things. So I'll have to try that afterwards for that one by the looks of things. It's a bit wonky. Hang on. Do you have my water spray? Might just get some on my fingers. Oh, try not to touch my ink with my wet fingers. Now that's a bit better. Right, now we've got a pink one and a sort of lavender or lilac one. So pretty well all these buttons were picked up from second-hand shop. I can't help but buy jars of them. They look like fun to sit and sort on a winter's day. Other than this, I think I got this for Spotlight, but it was really cheap and I loved the colour, so. All right, so there are our first 4 beautiful tags. I really like the way the stenciling's come out, so I'm glad I did try it and persevered, even though the salvos and that was sticking out, because you can see them if you look hard, the words underneath, but you don't really look hard, do you? Because they're so beautiful to look at as they are. Nice recycled tag, and they can be written on the back, so I definitely think they'll be cool just slipped into little pockets. So I'll put them to the side. Now, got the ones with the writing. I think we'll do these 3. So I'm thinking of trying some napkin out. Just debating whether I might want to ink a bit first. It might help with the writing underneath. I could just blend some ink on, or I could do the whole spray some onto some packaging, which I have here. So let's just play around and do a bit of that, eh? I might start with my evergreen bough, and I might just do one colour on the tags. Spread it out a bit. letting it run a tad. Get a bit of background colour. Might help take our eye away from the writing underneath. Now I've got a bit of a mess on the back, but that's not going to matter too much. Could just dab it off with some tissue. So I'll let that dry. Now, grab some paper to soak up the rest. I'll grab an envelope actually. They're either cream or just discoloured, so that'll do. Alright. Now I will get some, let's go Victorian velvet next. I don't want to water that one down too much because it's not a very dark colour. Smush it around a bit. Not getting it to the end. Have to decide what I want to do as far as whether I want to corner around these ones or not. And I will use my envelope to pick up the rest of that. Be a multicoloured envelope. And then we'll do a shaded lilac one. This one is real subtle. Just going to grab some of that water from the outside. Oh good, we're getting good colour from it. So that's the lilac one, so we'll let them just sit and dry for a while. Will I hunt out a napkin or two? So my tags are all dry now and I've found this beautiful napkin. I'm going to cut some bits out of this to stick on and I think that'll go quite nicely. I tried to colour match a little. Got the blue flowers here that might go nicely on that one. And some of the pink lavender that will go nicely on this one. So I might just start with a bit of that, I think. Start with this one and I think I'll just glue stick this down about like that. I think will look nice. Make sure I get it where I want it. That'll do. I was meant to not get any of the blue on there, but it doesn't matter. That's just me being fussy as usual. Just smoothing it on. Now I could almost just pull it off, but I won't. I'll let it dry while I do the other ones and then we'll snip around the edges. That there. Now the blue. That blue flower, and we've got these that are like, I was going to say hydrangeas, but they're not. They're more like agapanthus or something like that. Listen to me trying to talk botany. Okay, where to cut? I'm just going to take one of these out. Even a little butterfly would be nice on them, but we will see what we can do with this. Just stick it on. It doesn't really matter if you don't get a whole bit on there. We'll see what they look like. You can always add to them afterwards. Then our green one. I could try a couple of the butterflies. We have some. Oh my goodness, it's all sticking to my fingers because they've got the glue on them. I'm just going to chop out a butterfly and see what I think. Probably won't be too bad. Let's stick a couple of butterflies on that one. That'll do. Can't be bothered being too fussy. Hopefully the white will blend in and we won't see it that much. So now I just want to figure out where I want them. Not sure if I want both of them on there. I do like the blue one. So back to the drawing board, and I might grab a little flower to put on there. Could put some of that on there. And then our butterfly as well. Don't really like the top of it. I might chop that off a bit. So we can have it like that, and then our butterfly as well. I have to let this one dry a bit. It's a bit sticky. So I'll trim these other two. They're really pretty actually. I'm tempted to not do much else with them. Because I do like them the way they are. They could do with just maybe a little topper stuck on, either stuck on or sewn on. They'd probably look nice sewn around too. So I might let those dry, and then I'll find, I think, fabric toppers Well, I can find fabric toppers now. But I am thinking about putting lace on that one just to cover up where that hole is down the bottom there. But I might chop it down a bit. I don't mind that, so I might just put that on. Now, should I or should I not? I'll just chop off these. We do have the hole up there on that one, but we will cover that, I think, with our material. What I might do is just corner around the top corners, if it works for me. Still sticky, so everything's sticking to it. I think that would look better. So I will go and sew and then I will be back. So I jumped onto the sewing machine and I just sewed around these little tags with a straight stitch. Just a little stitch, and I love the way they've turned out. It just finished them off nicely. Now I've got the dilemma of debating whether I want any dangly bits or not. I think I'll cut this one off completely. I err on the side of leaving a little dangle, and then I can cut it shorter when I go to slip them in. Although I don't know if I'm really liking it, so maybe we will just take it off. Neaten them up. So that's that one. So it's turned out quite nice, and that's the back that we can write on. Got a bit of something stuck to it. That's that one. Just making sure it's holding. Yeah, it is holding the napkin down. It looked like it was lifting a bit there, but it's not. And then we've got that one as well. So they're really sweet, and it's worked out quite nice. And with these two especially, you can see the inking that I did before. And all in all, that's covered the Salvo's lettering that was underneath that was still sticking through the gesso or whatever. So that's worked out really good. So we've got those 3 today that we've made, and these 4, which are really cute. So they're my tags for today. I reckon I've got at least one more video on these that I'll be doing. Just some simple ones to finish off using some of these. Whoops, I've just changed my light. I will change it back. It's got 3 different lights on it, and I really only like this one. So yes, we've got these tags that have the writing on that I'm going to have to do something with. And then we've got a few more of these book page covered ones. So I do have some ideas that I might work with on those. But otherwise, these are my tags for today. I love the way they turned out, so give it a go. See what you can do with your little shop tags. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time.